Welcome to the watching show, a show you can watch. We are milking the tits out of this game. We are trying to use a cheat code. By cheat code, I mean just like a tutorial. What do you call that? A route?
We're just doing a walkthrough.
To tell us what direction to take. We're trying to get one of the girls. We started for like 5 minutes and realized we missed like one of the steps. We had to start over. So, jeez. Someone made a noise. We're hoping it's Slavia.
We're doing Slavia first, then maybe we'll do Lena, and we're going to try to just do what?
We'll try. I'm sorry, I was saying nope, no one's behind me. It's just the noises again. I followed a shadow, I guess.
Huh.
I was moving from path to path, and after a while, I found myself in the depths of the forest, finally losing sight of the stranger. Remember, this is the stranger thingy. Maybe I should turn back. The trees parted before me, and the magnificent view of a small lake struck my eyes. Oh.
Okay.
No, it would be funnier if that was Shurik. I mean, electronic.
Yeah.
And then
but that's a new drawing.
Okay, it's new. I guess you're doing the right thing.
You were going the right way.
She was skipping and fluttering about, letting her neckerchief loose and her shirt fly up in the air. This whole scene seemed even more fantastic than my own presence in this camp. Slavia looked like a spirit of the forest, or perhaps a nymph. Hopefully she's a nymph. She looks so natural, more like an ancient goddess than a human being. I'm messing up these words. I remembered all the theological theories, which I had read some time ago. This reminded me of pantheism, the idea that God is in all this, everything that we see around. What if we were not the aliens, or a time warp, but divine providence that brought me here? Indeed, Slavia mentioned that she loves nature, so it turns out that even she is an enigma, isn't she? Slavia went into the water. I was ashamed, but I couldn't take my eyes off her. Silvery moonlight reflected off of her wet skin, making Slavia look like an ancient Greek statue. The Venus de Milo, perhaps? This scene was so fabulous that there was no room for carnal lust, only sublime aberration of true beauty. I was simply admiring the perfection of Slavia's form and forgetting everything else. Maybe this isn't all hell but heaven. A branch treacherously snapped under my foot. Slavia turned around, but there was no way to recognize me in the darkness of the rain.
That's when she's all
stalker.
like, Semyon!
There was no way to recognize me.
Yeah.
She called out, Semyon!
I saw you! I recognized you!
At least it seemed, I guess. She rapidly rushed out to the lake, put on her clothes and hurried, and vanished.
Oh, she took her clothes off. I thought she was just... Okay.
I quietly went after. Why? Slavia was quietly trailing among the trees, choosing the easiest paths and gracefully avoiding sheer tree spits and stags. She must be freaking horrified. There's a shadowy figure stalking her and following her through the woods at night.
Yep.
That's awful.
What a terrible person.
I know. It was a hard job to keep pace with her and violate her privacy. Moreover, I definitely didn't want to be caught. Firstly, peeping is just no good, but I'll keep doing it. And secondly, in fact, it still remains to be seen what she was doing here. Now, what do you mean? She was dancing and stuff. Although it somehow seemed to be innocent enough, it didn't seem to have anything to do with my presence in this world. It was just innocent. It was nothing worth spying on. At last we came out to the square. Slavia stopped and turned around to face me.
Did you think I didn't notice you?
I was a bit confused, but I didn't put on a mask of visible calmness. How long ago?
I'm not sure.
Slavia came closer.
5 minutes ago, maybe.
So, even there at the lake?
What lake are you talking about?
Oh, well... Slavia seemed to be sincerely surprised, so I simply couldn't figure out whether she was pretending that nothing has happened or... There we go. Well, never mind. I made up my mind to behave like a gentleman, as gentlemanly as a perf can be, and said nothing.
All right.
Unexpectedly easy, she agreed.
What a beautiful night.
Slavia took a seat on a bench and looked up at the sky. I guess such nights are common here.
Well, probably.
Why so uncertain?
I don't know, I just got lost in thought.
Thinking about what? She stared at me like she was looking for something on my face, but then went back to stargazing.
Now and then I fall into such a mood at night. Take me, man, meat. During the day, I'm wrapped up in work with no time to relax while it's night. It's so quiet here. If it wasn't for the crickets and the night birds, I won't feel like being face to face with the universe.
For some reason, I didn't think of Slavia as someone who would talk about such matters. As for me, it's even too quiet here.
Is it?
Yes,
Why's
really.
she mad?
Because I
Too quiet?
Because I don't want to be face to face with the universe.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, all right.
She stood up quickly and flexed something.
Fixed her skirt.
Sorry.
It's time to go to bed.
Good night! I watched her walking away. Our talk might have been about nothing, but seems to me it had some deep and secret meaning, which could appear only here, only next to Slavia. It's like I found a secret path by clicking on going to the place after selecting certain dialogue options. It's that kind of secret.
There's no way we would have ever figured this out
No.
already. Like, how do you know we
who
had
knew?
to go to the bus stop?
Yeah,
then?
who
You
knew
know,
that
just stuff like that.
locations-
There's more things like that too on this walkthrough.
Seems like even in my situation, such moments of peace and serenity are absolutely necessary. They make me feel united with the universe, but not face to face with it. I'd say even vital, especially now. Okay, bye. I'm going to hit save before I mess up another option in this tree. Number 8 is the Slavia tree.
Yep.
There. We're on the way. I'm not sure how much time I spent sitting there, but after a while, I started to feel sleepy.
Oh yeah,
let's-
fast forward.
What's next? What's next?
The next option is, Olga Dmitrievna asked me to help her tonight.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm gonna hit this because screw it. I didn't promise her anything, but whatever.
You did technically.
The option is coming up. I
Oh,
promise
right
her.
there. Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
All right.
That's it.
And rice. Oh nope.
The next one is. Oh wait, this is all new.
I guess I was
Okay.
going to say something, but she continued to speak.
Okay then, Pioneer. We'll manage it without you.
I apologize, bitch. I said and looked at Lena. She stood looking at the ground like before, blushing more and more. It's all right. I'll manage it on my own. Okay, then. An awkward silence followed. I wanted to sink it to the ground because of my lame lie that had probably offended Lena. Well, goodbye then. Bye. The nurse was still smiling spitefully. I turned and walked away, almost running. Though, in fact, I really wanted to run. Common sense advised me not to. I came back to my senses when I reached the square and boom! Nope, I was wrong. So what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. Oh, there it goes.
Right here. Who cares? I'd better keep on looking for answers is the right one.
Okay. Click. I know I clicked that before, so all right.
I'd rather help Slavia.
I'd rather help Slavia?
Yep.
Okay. No, can't skip this. Slavia wasn't evil at all, so my choice
This
is
is all new.
obvious. Any rational being keeps his house clean, but I usually perceived house cleaning as somewhat akin to gym workouts. Yeah, it's a good for you, but not my sort of thing at all. However, I like the ideas of painting benches or of helping to figure future geniuses of Russian or Soviet science even less. There were about a dozen pioneers in the square. Where did they all come from? Where did they go? Cotton Eye Joe. I approached Slavia. Hi there!
Oh, hi. You come to help?
Well, not of my own free will, of course. I would never choose to help you. I thought it over again.
I'm so charmed by you. Take this broom. Your area is right next to the monument.
First, you were being a perv and stalking me, and now you're lying to me and saying that you don't like me. Take me now. Finally speaking, there was nothing to sweep there. It seems pretty clean to me, though some rubbish was still laying around. After sweeping for a while, I came back to Slavia, who was sitting on a bench and taking a break. What a nice day!
Get back to work. Yeah, it's a bit too hot.
You should take your shirt off. She shaded her eyes with her hand.
I'll take my shirt off.
And looked up at the sky. You're like a tireless worker of communist labor. You
come
fucking
on.
communist.
I would just like to help others.
That's good.
And what about you?
What about me?
What seems to me like you find community service a bit of a burden.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't really know. Seriously, she can't expect me to just unload all my ideas concerning this point on her. She might drown in them, God forbid.
Maybe you just don't like company.
That's actually quite possible. There was some truth in Slavia's words. I suppose that she was good at reading other people's minds, or at least at reading mine. Though, how can that be possible if even I find it hard to understand myself at times?
What are you going to do when the session is over?
What do you mean?
What are you going to enter college, or do you want to master a profession?
I've already achieved grand mastery at all of my professions. Watching Henry and stuff in the internet.
I wish you would have said that out loud.
She'd be like, wow.
Oh, well, my character, not me. I don't know yet. What about you?
We have a small farm back home, so I went to help my parents there.
It sounded pretty strange. Are there any private farms in the USSR? Where are all the farming? where all the farming has to be collective, but I decided not to go
Because
into
of the
detail.
gulags.
Communism.
And what are your parents doing?
My parents were not a good subject for discussion. It is not that my parents are no good, quite the opposite. They are kind-hearted people, but it's not the right time for such discussion. You know, small talk, talking about our parents, not appropriate. My father works at a local council, and my mother is a teacher. That actually wasn't true. I just can't help but lie. I'm an awful person.
Cool.
She really seemed to consider that a good thing. I guess so. The conversation had reached a dead end, so I was trying to take my eyes off Slavia and kept gazing under my feet up in the sky or just looking around.
You know, I'm pretty sure you'll also be fine.
Slavia looked at me thoughtfully. Oh, now what was that for? And what was that also about? Thanks?
To thanks.
To thanks. But what do you mean?
I suppose that you having me to be the mystic time.
Isn't that way too straightforward? Maybe.
But you
That voice is getting silly.
Maybe. After this conversation, I felt ill at ease. On the one hand, there was nothing special in her words, nothing special about her. In general, almost any person in Slavia's shoe would come to a similar conclusion. Nevertheless, I felt, and not for the first time, like she could see straight through me. So, let's get to cleaning. She smiled and took the broom. I never thought that cleaning could bring such deep pleasure. No, I wasn't upset because of this conversation. On the contrary, I was glad to hear that from her. For the first time ever, somebody was discussing my life without criticizing me, without giving any stupid advice based on their own personal experience, without intending to go through my head, and without making some far-fetched conclusions. I was just glad that somebody supported me. No, that's not quite right. I was just glad that Slavia supported me. And the music, and... No. Okay. Who is marching forward in a row? It is our pioneer squad. Oh! Little noise.
Run away. Run away.
Okay,
That's
boss.
the next choice. Yep.
The solution came out of thin air. Well, I'll go to meet you over Scolding Uljana. I snuck to the exit techness who's nearby.
So you've unlocked Slavia's evening scene.
Right.
Yep. And there's her doing that.
Oh, it slowed down.
So you finally go to the dance party.
Looks like it. Why would you come to a dance party if you better sit tightly in a corner? Okay, just a little bit.
That's the spirit.
She reached out her hand to me. We were standing in the middle of the dancing crowd. Well, in fact, it was me who was standing. Slavia was warming up, swaying to the beat. I was already blaming myself for agreeing to this uncomfortable proposal.
What's on her dress?
It's really patterns, dude.
No, it's like a creature of some kind. It's like
No,
an
it's not.
eyeball with
Look,
lips.
It goes to a weave at the bottom.
I know. It looks like a creature who's like.
It might be a swan head or something.
It's like a swan, but like her wings are folded over, like
The
crossing her
important
arms.
thing is that they illustrated the eye dot basically where the nipple is.
Like it's like a really outside nipple.
A really outside nipple.
Yeah.
I examined the dancing pioneers around me. Nope, I am not prepared for this. The music stopped abruptly. Yeah, but now cut. Some people were still standing under the momentum, but the majority stopped.
Don't panic.
The leader went into a panic and adjusted something there. Think so.
Ladies invite gentlemen.
I looked at Slavia. She stretched out her hand to me with a smile.
It went uncomfortably long. Come here.
Oh, it's the same thing with a different face.
Oh, it's the same as the
same thing.
Leno one.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
We danced for a few minutes. Her chest heaved faster and her face blushed more and more. Slavia stared into my eyes from the
That
side.
doesn't look like it's staring.
Nope. And I'm not seeing a lot of heaving, but I'll trust you. I tried to look away at the dancing pioneers, or at my feet, or somewhere else. It was a strange feeling. My whole body shuddered from time to time, but it was a pleasant shudder, without any hint of uneasiness or shame. My mind became miraculously calm. I realized that I didn't want to let this girl go, and I'm ready to dance with her forever. Hey, didn't you say it with Lemon?
Yep. He said the exact same thing. But
I've never felt this way about anyone before, and then it says that dialogue for every girl you're with.
yes,
So funny.
it's so dumb.
Hopping next to us, Uljana stopped for a moment and smirked. Maybe I was seeing things, but I couldn't get rid of the thought that that insolent girl was trying to hint at something. I made a frightening face, but she was already gone.
Is something wrong?
Slavia asked loudly. Everything's fine. I mean, everything's great. I hadn't started stammering it, but I was about to.
You're so tense.
A little, I said honestly.
Boys don't like to dance.
They do not. She didn't say anything, just smiled. Great stuff. The
We
song
teleported to
eventually
right where we
finished.
were.
Yeah. I was still holding Slavia, but she easily slipped out of my slithery reptilian grasp.
Thank you for the dance.
That sucked. I mean, I should thank you.
That's a different picture.
No, it's not. We've seen that one.
No, we've seen the one where her mouth is closed and she does that.
Nope.
She's never had her mouth open
Yes,
like
she
that,
has. She has. It was at the end in the black tracksuit. Because I objectify people. Those trees are all lit with Christmas lights or something. That's actually really cool. I just stood and stared at her for some time. The next track started playing. Yada yada Cotton Eye Joe.
One more.
What?
This is my favorite song.
The next, it's playing Cotton Eye Joe. It's playing Cotton Eye
Yeah,
Joe, and then it
yeah.
ends, and the next one starts, which is Cotton Eye Joe. She goes, "Oh, this is my favorite song," as if it's a new song
And
playing.
then they're like, now we're gonna slow it down. And then they just play, you flit it, man, for
I love that joke so much.
It's like all like tense and like spread out.
Man.
I've been married a long
I
time
think I'll rest a little. I tried to leave the square as soon as
Where
possible.
did you come from? Where did you go?
If I was here before, nope. Why did I run away? It looked exactly like running away. The dance was nice and Slavia was pleased, but something wasn't right. I felt restless just thinking about the ball. Maybe I just lost my grasp on the situation and got emotional. That happens rarely. I always try to behave and call me ass situation. But I did manage this time. I sat on the sand and looked at the river. The full moon was hanging far above the water. Memories overwhelmed me. But I'm not going to talk about those. Oh, no, I am going to talk about those.
Interesting.
I am 6 years old. Me and my father are fishing. I cast my fishing rod clumsily and wait. 1 minute, 2:10, 2 fish bites. Meanwhile, my father gets one after another. How do you do that? He explains, but now I don't remember all the details. I am 9 years old. A dark, incomplete building near our country house is full of ghost vampires and maybe just hobos. An unstable wooden ladder to the second floor hanging above the abyss, the hole to the basement. I'm scared, but I still climb up and down this ladder every day. A brick falls on my foot and I lose a toenail. I'm 12 years old. My first victory in a video game tournament. We play a console fighting game. An imaginary audience applauses my astonishing victory. I am 15 years old. I score several wonderful goals with my heel.
An imaginary audience all cheering my name.
Yeah. A wonderful shot from 13 meters away right to the upper corner. I am 17 years old. My first love.
An audience member. The audience does it again.
Transient images. A shadow slipping away and vanishing into us in the city haze. I can't catch her among the buildings and corners. I think I'm stalking somebody. The following memories became more and more clear, but far less vivid. The images of my childhood and youth that I saw were unclear. They lacked details, and I couldn't quite see the faces of people. Sometimes it just looked like a lot of canvas covered with spilled paint. But the feelings of those hazy images were so much warmer than those of my more recent memories. Okay.
There you are.
Uh-oh. Whoa! Didn't expect that. Slavia leaned over me.
We took a band photo.
Do you want to start a band? We'll take a photo right now.
Oh my gosh.
Why did you leave so soon?
Just felt like being alone for a bit. It was like I hid in a shell. There was no outer world for me. And I
Look at
was
his freaking hair.
It's so banned. It's so funny. I was like the three monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Isn't it just beautiful, monkey? I mean, here.
It was before you showed up.
How about one more dance?
No, I do not consent. Deep inside, I knew I shouldn't be so sharp with Slavia, but I was like a puppet on a string, forced to say things I would have never said under these
Yep,
circumstances.
there you go. That's a little bit of a nod to the fact that it's meta.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about?
It's not working. Nothing.
You can't think about nothing.
Hey, that's true. I mean, it's not true, but it's true for a girl to say that to a guy. So now I'm immersed. She pouted her lips, but smiled right after that, letting me know she wasn't offended.
You're always thinking about something, even if you don't notice it.
Maybe.
So what are you thinking about now?
About owls. I said the first thing that came to my mind.
Well.
Why?
I was looking at this
I don't know.
Have you ever seen any owls?
Of course I've seen owls. What a stupid question.
Do you like owls?
They're just a bird like any other.
A night owl?
Slavia specified. Yes, a night bird. A night bird. Imagine an owl, little feathered box with huge blinking eyes.
Are you a night owl?
What?
There are daylarks and night owls. Some of us like to get up early and some like to sleep in.
Her words brought me back to reality. I pictured my dusty room full of junk, a mountain of unwashed plates on the table, guitar rotting in the corner, necktie hanging from the lamp, and the pinnacle of all this, the heap of dirty socks under the bed. I was indeed a night owl. Night was my time, but somehow I was managing to get up early in this camp.
This playthrough is so different from all the ones we've done so far.
It's
Turns out
more
that
different than I thought.
making all the consistent choices turns out to be a different game.
So what are you?
A night owl, I guess. I'm Batman.
And I am a daylark.
I didn't ask you.
The earlier you get it, the more you get to during the day.
There's really nothing
A
urgent for me to
daylark
do.
is like an owl, but for the day. I'm a day owl.
Slavia, don't you have any problems at all in your life?
What do you mean?
Like daylark problems. You're always so
Don't
joyful.
you mean day owl
Day
problems?
owl problems. You're always so joyful, so ready to help, so eager to start doing something. It is like nothing can upset you.
What?
I don't know why. I'm asking you.
I am just an ordinary person.
That's right. I mean, that's right. Just an ordinary person, ordinary place. I sometimes think that I am the strange one here.
Don't you like the camp?
I don't mean only the camp. I stumbled. I shouldn't speak so frankly, even with her. At home, too. I think that I'm not like the others. It's not where I belong.
Oh!
I was closing myself off from the rest of the world just a moment ago, and now opening my heart to this girl. What's happening to me? No, really, you wouldn't pay attention to me under any normal circumstances. I'm so different from you. I'm lazy, unsociable, and have no outstanding talents. That's true. I would be the last person you would notice in the crowd of a large city, though for me, even going outside is rare.
Sammy, you scare me. Night owls scare me.
She looked at me seriously. I got embarrassed but didn't avert my eyes. Am I wrong?
Of course. You are you. There's no other person like you. No other night owl. You should just have some self-esteem and patience and you can do anything. Anything a night owl would do.
I looked at the sky. If only everything could be as simple as you say.
It's not difficult at all. Let's start right, owl.
Start what?
Changing.
She takes her clothes off.
Yep.
Just how do you imagine we can do that?
I must assume my regular form as day owl.
Owls don't wear clothes.
Yeah.
We should do something useful.
For instance.
Well,
She thought for a moment.
procreate.
Oh no.
Clean square. The ball is already finished.
Just the two of us. Will we be able to do all the work?
There isn't that much to do. The first step is the most important.
I can't argue with her on that point, but taking down the lighting from the trees in the dark, moving heavy audio equipment and sweeping, none of that was on my to-do list, but I didn't know how to nicely refuse her. Maybe we could do it tomorrow with everyone?
Oh, why? Wouldn't it be wonderful to stand in a clean square during the lineup?
First of all, I didn't even like lineups in general. Hey, I understand you, but this is too much. Slavia thought for a moment.
Yes, looks like you're right.
Even I can be right sometimes, and she can be wrong.
Then.
That she stretched out and yawned.
Night owl.
A nice idea. I wanted to talk more. Isn't it too early?
No,
Slavia objected
Oh, wait.
critically.
no.
I was
you're
trying to
I
do the
forgot.
no, yeah.
You'll sleep all day tomorrow then.
Tell me a bedtime story then. I blurted out the first thing that came to my mind.
I only know the ones I read in books. You must know them too.
Maybe I do. What a failure.
Shall we go?
She stretched out her hand to me. I'll stay here a while longer. I need some fresh air. You can go. Good night.
Night owl.
Good night, owl. Slavia ran away. She started running. I wanted to enjoy my total defeat. Why is it a total defeat? I couldn't stand being with her even a minute longer after that brilliant idea. Bedtime stories, what in the world? That's how the things are. You try to have a casual chat with the girl, and it turns to a complete flop. I stared into the night sky. The stars, the small lights in the distant suns blinked perkily as if laughing at me. I turned over and buried my face in the sand. I love sand. After a moment, I realized that was another one of my bright ideas. on par with asking for a bedtime story. I stood up, spitting grit, and went to the leader's cabin. Long fade. My back itched all the way. Is that normal? Nope. Not only my back, but my whole body. The cooties were spreading. No wonder. I haven't had a bath for several days. While it is really hot here during the daytime, so you sweat like a pig, I should find some soap and a towel. I can't find anything. Everything. I can find everything in Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. After a couple minutes, I was again at the skirt with my bag of bathing accessories. I have to find the bathhouse now. This. It was easy. The building was just on the edge of the forest. It really is the best place for a bathhouse. I think there is no Blair Witch inside, but the lights were still on. And whose bright idea is that to have a bath at midnight? I muttered loudly below my breath. There's only one problem. Is it a boy or a girl? In the first case, we could have a bath together without any worries. So you're all right with just bathing with a dude, is I guess.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I am not fond of public baths, but I can cope with them this time. In the second case, I would have to wait or to scratch myself the whole night through. Who knows how long I have to wait? I peeped into the window, but couldn't see anything because of the steam. Suddenly, Slavia appeared right before me as if from a thick fog. Naturally, she was naked, just like anyone else in the bath would be. Dumbstruck, I stared at her. I had never seen a naked girl so close. Not even my first love when I was 17, who escaped into the city. I guess my organ reacted as it should. Funny. I can't think of a way to word that's not funny, because what it means is just funny.
Yeah.
Nerve impulses traveled from my eyes down my body. It seemed like I couldn't leave my observation point no matter what, even if a war broke out. But Slavia didn't notice me. She was washing herself.
Man, he just spies on her naked all the time.
He's awful. Rinsing her head, rubbing her body with a sponge, and pouring water from the bucket on herself. Then she started to wash her hair. I can't imagine how much time she needs to wash it completely, but minutes flew like seconds. That's how immersed I was in the sight.
I'm gonna fart.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, it was my
I
stomach.
thought it was
You hear
a
that?
note, like a that was your stomach.
It was my stomach, little.
And your butt next to my ear.
I know.
Finally, she finished washing, sighed with satisfaction, and walked to the door.
That door.
I managed to come to my senses just at the moment she went into the changing room and left to hide in nearby bushes. The best thing to do was to not to tempt fate and leave, but I realized it's too late. Come on. Slavia appeared on the porch just after the moment, stood there for a while, enjoying the night breeze, and walked in the direction of my hideout. I had a dozen excuses in my mind, but she went by without even looking at the bushes I was hiding in. Looks like I am the lucky son of a bitch. I cautiously got out and went to Olga Dmitrievna's cabin, completely forgetting my intention to have a bath. My itches were gone. I was totally exhausted and wanted to just fall in bed and doze off. My eyes couldn't wait and were closing from time to time. It was dangerous even to blink. I still didn't know the camp well enough to walk there with my eyes closed. Oh, suddenly Slavia appeared before me.
Are you going to sleep?
Well, yes. Right this moment, I remember the sight of the bathhouse and averted my eyes shyly. And you?
I'm cleaning up.
She took the broom out.
Why'd she take a bath before she cleaned up?
Because it was just
Stupid.
Slavia with a broom in the empty square at night looked like a witch from the children's fairy tale.
What?
You look. Did I say that out loud? You look better naked? Is that what I was saying? No. It's a really good idea to clean a square after a bath. Whoops.
And how do you know that?
That's why I was like, whoops. Did I say that out loud? I physically felt the fear taking over my body, cold sweat running to my back. Just, dude, like, you obviously showered. You're all clean. I just saw you a while ago. You're clean. You obviously took a bath. It's easy. Dismiss it. Easy. Slavia still stared at me in surprise. It looked like my life depends on the answer. Well, your hair is wet.
Oh, you're right.
I wanted the earth to swallow me up so I would vanish from this world just as suddenly and as irreversibly as I had vanished from mine.
Are you going to have a bath too?
Me? Well, Slavia looked at the bag in my hands. Yes, I am. So good night. I turned around and darted back toward the bathhouse.
It'd be great if she spied on you too. I'd feel a little better about it then.
From her perspective, he used the bucket to dump the water on his hair. I can't imagine how much work it takes to clean that hair.
Yeah.
What a disaster. How shameful. I walked slowly, trying to curse myself for all that had happened. I shouldn't have peeped in the first place, but if I peep anyway, then I must pay more attention and think of an excuse beforehand. Oh, it didn't take much time to wash myself. It looked like the night made its own ball, or possibly a concert. The stars were the lights, the birds and insects were an orchestra, an owl hooting somewhere was its director. The sound of wind in the trees was the applause of the audience. The night looked much more beautiful when you stand in the forest clean and fresh. Uh-oh. Suddenly I heard a noise in the bushes nearby. Slavia was watching.
Oh my gosh, I hope
I
so.
don't think so.
I hope.
It's probably Uliana, or more likely, we don't know who. It's someone spying on me. That's my guess. We're never going to know. I shivered, but I didn't get very scared. It may be a squirrel, another animal. Nevertheless, I should check it out. I went to the bushes, but didn't find anyone suspicious. It just seemed, with a clean body and calm spirit, I went to Leader's cabin. See, nothing.
I bet it was something, but it's not going to be revealed.
That's what I mean. It's just that thing that's following you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that girl who narrates to you in the beginning and the end. Was she have cat ears or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Her name.
Or it's the guy.
There's a route. You can get her route, but you have to do all the other routes first, all the other good routes.
Mm-hmm. I'll go to each other was already asleep. Man, there's more to this than I thought.
Jeez, we're like we're maybe halfway done with her stuff.
Good. Well, we'll have to stop because this has already gone on.
All right, so let's try to do finish hers next time.
Yeah, we'll try.
And then we'll have 2 episodes to do all the playthroughs. So maybe we've got like 10 more.
Who knows how much this is taking so long? Who knows how long it's going to take?
Well, we'll
try.
We've not done so much of Slavia stuff apparently, and so maybe we're almost done. Maybe
not.
Maybe not.
We'll see. Hey,
okay.
Well, next time we'll continue this tree.
Thank God.
Be good. Bye.
This dude is such a perv.